What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Story time, yeah. And we're gonna get back to the basics, man. We gonna get back to what made the foundation blood flow. You know, made us want to get up, get a bag of popcorn, get some coffee, get something, come sit down and see what the big homie talking about, man. Yeah, I've been MIA for a hot second, a few days. Had to do some stuff, take care of some stuff. And really to be honest with y'all, just you get burnt out a little bit off YouTube. Man, after 2, 3 years of this stuff right here, man, every day, sometimes you just need to take a break. Oh shoot. Oh man, my bad. Anyway, as you can tell from the title, man, this is about police, prison guards that be banging. Now, a lot of times people get, youngsters, well, people coming into prison for the first time, young or old, they get a misconception of how the police are in prison. A lot of them think that just because these dudes have on a certain type kind of suit, on a badge, or got a nightstick or a walkie-talkie, that they different. Like they walk on water. They expect for these people to be held to a higher standard, which they really are supposed to because they supposed to be professional. But they don't be professional, homie. No. They human just like we are. The same way some people do something to us and we get mad, just because we convicts, inmates, or whatever you want to call yourself, just because they have on that suit, you think that they not supposed to get mad if you cuss them out, if you call them out their name, if you throw piss on them, if you do anything to them that if someone did to you, you would want to or get at them. They the same way, homie. A lot of them, especially in this day and age. Now, you would hear a lot of the prison guards talk about how the caliber of prison guards that's coming into the system are different, and you like I say, different times, different things. Then you have to take into account uh things are different from state to state. No state is exactly the same. Things are different from state to state. But even though they might be different, in some ways they're gonna be the same. So anyway, but now like in Alabama prison system, um the caliber of guards coming in were a lot different from the caliber of guards that was coming in to the California system. Um, the police that was in the Alabama system, man, look, most of them like they just came in from the streets. A lot of it's not a big giant state, so when you got dudes getting these jobs, they coming up out the sets, they coming up out the streets. So it's gonna be a lot of dudes in there that they know, that they grew up with, that they rubbed elbows with, elementary school, junior high, high school, work with on the street, know they sisters, uncles, brothers, cousins, aunts, nephews, dude down the street who raised the pits, all that. You know what I'm saying? They come from there. You know? And what used to trip me out a lot of times when you see the cadets coming through, when you get ready to become a prison guard, you go to training. And from after when your training get ready to end, you see a lot of them will come through on a walkthrough. And dudes being there seeing they homeboys all the time. And they already know, don't front them off because you want to try to get them to come work in the prison that you in. Because man, this your boy from the street, man. Y'all grew up from yay high to a cricket together. So you want him there. He gonna look out for you. And they do. Same way with now this is just not male, it's male or females. Then you got a lot of dudes that get it, they home girls, get it, they women, get it, what I'm saying, whoever of the female persuasion. And they had talked them into going to the academy. Hey man, look, man, I need you to go to the academy and go ahead and become a correctional officer so you can come up in here and we can run it. And they do it. All the time. I would say 80% of the females that come to work as correctional officers in the Alabama system, They're coming not because they need the money, which they be needing the money too, but because somebody inside who knows them or knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody got in their ear and told them, hey, look, it's easy. Come on in here. You don't do nothing but sit around all day and you finna get rich because you gonna tote that pack, you know? So yeah, they come on up in there. And you gotta look. Man, in the United States, most cities are gang related. Most cities are heavily gang related. So now here it is. You got these police coming up here, these youngsters coming up in here. Now you got to look, man, these dudes be 19, 20, you know what I'm saying, 21, 22 youngsters with the same young mind of them youngsters that's already in there. They just ain't got caught. They was out there doing they thug thizzle too, but they just didn't get caught. So now here they coming up into the prison system. You got to understand, they gang banging too. They coming from the street with the gang thing, you know. But like I say, somebody done got in their head, told them, hey man, you need to go and try to get a job up in there. You ain't never got caught. You ain't got no felonies. You know what I'm saying? But now they know they out there doing everything under the sun. But look, go and get that job. It's easy. They go through the 2-3 little months of training or whatever, and they going up in there. So now they see they partners. Okay, now you got to look. You got a lot of police in there. Like I say, they gang related. So you got a lot of police that's Crips. You got a lot of police that's Bloods. You got a lot of police that was disciples. I've never seen a Vice Lord police. So anyway, they in there. And you got to look. They all looking out for their people. They all looking out for their people. Especially like a lot of times, you'll have a police in there. Don't nobody know about them at first. Then once somebody peep them like a tattoo or just through conversation or somebody on the street you talking to told you, hey man, you know, yeah, that police, yeah, he working up in there. And the cat's out the bag. They might not have wanted, if they a Crip police, they might not want the Crips to know. I ran across that. Blood police don't want the Bloods to know. Disciple police don't want disciples to know. Run across it, seen it all the time. Now, when you run across that type situation, oh man, we own them. Like we find out a police a Crip and he didn't let us know or didn't acknowledge it, we own him because we gonna confront him like, hey, homie, check this out. Catch him on the hallway somewhere, or, you know, working out on the yard or something like, hey man, you Crip? You got some to deny it. You know, every now and then I've seen some try to deny it. But then you got the majority of them will be like, even though they didn't present it to you, when you confront them about it, they'll let it be known like, yeah, man, you know, yeah. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, cuz, what's that? You know what I'm saying? And then you want to look, you know, what city you from. They gonna want to know what city you from first. Boom. What side of the town you from. Then they go, well, you know what Crip, you know, boom, boom, boom. And they go right there. Now, you got those, then you got those that's coming up in there already off the rip. They check it in. You know what I'm saying? Day 1, day 2, day 3, or whatever. They check it in with the homies. Now, you know, I'm speaking on the Crip police because that's what I am. But now all this goes on with the Blood police and the Disciple police too. But now, you know, Crip police, man, I've seen where they come in and like, come let us know, you know? Hey man, I'm Crip. What? Oh, okay. I'll give you an example. I'm in a maximum security prison in Alabama. And we in the cell one day having a meeting. It's about 15 of us in the cell. And you know, we having our meeting, we talking about whatever we was talking about. Can't remember exactly what we were talking about. But police come in. Now he had been there, we had seen him the day before. His first day working there was the day before we seen him. Didn't nobody know a lot about him. He was from a little small town. So wasn't nobody in there that was from that little small town. So, but now he had already did his homework. He had already asked around. Now, I believe 9 times out of 10 what happened because he was working the block that I was in. They already let him know up front. You know, that's just part of the training. They gonna let you know what inmates to look out for, who is who, what is what. They gonna tell them, they gonna let them know all the influential inmates that are in that block. You know what I'm saying? What they represent, what they about, blah, 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 blah. And that's how I go. I've had new booty police come to me when they found out who I was and tell me that, hey, you cartoon? I'm like, yeah, man, what's up? Man, they talked about you in training. I'm like, what? Yeah, they talked about you in training, man. They told us, look out for you. I'm like, what you mean, look out for me? Like if something go down, you gonna be the one. Stay out your way and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, yeah, they filling y'all head with boogeyman stories, man. I'm not the boogeyman. Man, that's what they talk about. And I'll walk off. Well, this happened one time. He like, man, shoot, the way they talk, you the boogeyman. I said, no, homie, I promise you, I'm not the boogeyman. And I'm walking away and I look back, I said, hey, just for the record, I'm the one they call when the boogeyman act up. And I walked off. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we in the cell having a little meeting. And the new booty police, he come. You know, he wasn't no big old police, little kind of small. And he come and boom. He come, you know, now he the police, he open up the door. He opened up the door. We all look. So, you know, homies in there like, man, we ain't doing nothing, man. We just talking, man. We just talking. We just talking. So the police, he step up in there and pull the door up. He pulled the door up. So we looking, we like, hey, man, what's up, man? You know, we ain't doing nothing wrong. He said, man, I ain't tripping on none of that. Now, he didn't say tripping. He said, I ain't studying none of that. Studying is a word that they use in Alabama. Man, I ain't studying that mess, man. Man, I ain't studying that. So when he come in, he's like, man, I ain't studying that. I ain't studying that, homie. So we looking. He like, man, he looking around. He like, yeah, he said, man, all y'all crip, huh? This a crip meeting. This a crip meeting. So ain't nobody really saying nothing now because we don't know nothing about this fool. We don't know what to really say to him. We don't really know how to take him. So he like, is this a crip meeting? We like, man, what's up, man? We just kicking it, man. What's going on? He like, man, nah, all y'all crips, man. He say, look, I know y'all don't know. I'm going to let y'all know, man. He said, man, I'm crip too. Bam, and throwed it up. This knocked everybody's wig back, man. My eyebrows went back here. I'm like, what? Looking. So, you know, homie's like, man, cuz you crip. He like, yeah, man. So, boom, when homies reached their hand out just to see, he locked C's. Now, for those in California, you might not know what I'm talking about. For those in like southern states, Alabama, Texas, different states, they know what I mean when I say they lock C's. Now, locking C's is something that when I first got locked up out here in Alabama, I didn't know what they was doing. I didn't know what it was about. But they got, you know what I'm saying, they take a lot of Chicago stuff and they mix it with California stuff and they just come up with whatever they come up with. So now, you know, in Chicago, the disciples, they have handshakes, all type of handshakes, extensive handshakes. You know what I'm saying? I seen two dudes getting down one time and took about 15 minutes to complete the process. I'm like, man, that's too much to remember. But now, when I first came into the Alabama system, I seen where they would lock C's. When you shake hands, you make the crip sign, and you lock it with his crip sign, and it's called locking C's. So when he reached out, boom, shook the homie hand, and sometimes it can be a little bit more extensive than just locking C's. Depending on a lot of different variables, it could be a little bit more added to it and all type of stuff. But boom, on this one, he locked C's with the homie, and the homie went a little further beyond with the rest of it. And old boy was on point with it. Bam, 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 bam. And relocked them. Bam. So now we all looking like, what? We like, cuz, man, what's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? So the police like, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, man. I'm letting y'all know, man. I'm a police. I'm a correctional officer. He said, but now I'm still true to my roots. He kept saying he true to his roots. We like, all right, that's what's up. He like, that's what we. So you know, we go to and immediately indoctrinate them. That was my thing. I immediately spoke up and like, hey man, look, well, you know, you got some police in here that's Bloods. You got some police in here that's disciples. Now listen, they help their people. They help state people, man. What you gonna do? He like, man, I'm down, man. Anything I can do, man, I'ma help too, man. I'ma help too. We like, all right. So we established that rapport with him, and cool. Of course, the next thing is getting them to bring in phones, getting them to bring in dope, getting them to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Free world knives, alcohol, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? And he rolled for a minute. Plus, he was well compensated. You know what I'm saying? Homies, when he bring that dope in, homies do what they do, break him off too. Made it cool with him. Eventually, uh, it ended like most of those type situations ends. He got in trouble. And he didn't get fired. He got moved to another prison, continued his shenanigans, and then got fired. But yeah, man, that's how that goes. Now, I'm not gonna say this police name. Tell you the story. I'm not gonna say this police name, but he was cool. And I ain't gonna lie, me and him was like this. Man, he looked out for me royally. He looked out for me royally. You know what I'm saying? On the Crip tip. He looked out for me royally. I met him when I first got to the prison, and he introduced himself to me and told me who he was. He had heard about me in the other prisons, and he came to me like, man, I'm such and such, man. I'm from such and such. Now, where he was from was uh one like a 80, like a 90% Crip area. No, I take that back. They had disciples out there, but this little spot was the majority Crip, with no Bloods, all Crips, few disciples. And when he came to me, let me know who he was, and me and him, we click clacked off the bat. We click clacked off the bat. When I tell you, man, the boy looked out for me royally, man. I'm talking about. When I told you I used to get locked up all the time, go to jail. Going to jail is what I'm saying means going to lockup in prison. We in prison. I did something wrong. They put me in lockup. We in Alabama they just call it going to jail. So anyway, he would come, man. He would move paperwork around trying to help me. Um, Bring me cigarettes while I was back there so I could sell them, and get me extra trays and food. And he would do anything. He would do anything for me, man. Anything for me. I never forget one time we had a meeting. We was having a big meeting, and the big meeting was about. It was a white dude that came in on the chain. Um, he was cool with another one of the homies, another one of the locals, and he decided he wanted to be a Crip. He decided he wanted to be a Crip. So another homie, he presented it to us like, "Hey, cuz, man, white boy want to be down, man. You know what you mean, man? He want to go down for Crip. Woo, 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 woo." So now, here it is. A lot of people think that white dudes can't be Crips. That's a lie. Any race can be a Crip. Crip is not a black and white thing. It's a blue thing. It's not a black and brown thing. It's a blue thing. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no difference, period, what race you are. You can be a Crip. And it's not frowned upon. It's not looked at wrong. None of that. I got white boys that's, you know what I'm saying? That's some down Crips. Of course, every set got 100 Mexicans from they set that's Crip now, you know. But yeah, and it just go like that. So, but anyway, the police didn't like he didn't trust this white boy. He kept saying, "Man, look, man, that white boy right there, he ain't right, man. I'm telling you, he ain't right. He ain't right. He ain't right. I don't think so." So he went and checked his jacket. Did nothing funny style come back in his jacket, but it's just something he's seen in this dude that he felt he was not worthy to be a Crip. So he bounced up in the meeting and was like, "No," you know what I'm saying? Because we was voting on it. And he bounced up in the meeting. He like, "Man, look, I'm telling y'all right now, man, my vote is no." It's the police now. He like, "Man, my vote is no. The dude ain't right. I think he's scary. I think he'll tell. He ain't finna do nothing but get y'all messed up, man. I'm telling y'all, don't do it." So we listening to him. We like, all right, all right, all right. Of course, they did it anyway. They did it anyway. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the ones that voted yeah. Cause what made me vote yeah, when we brought the white boy in the cell, we told him he had to get out. He like, all right, I get out. So we did what we always do. We get out the way. Bang. Sick the homie on him. Get him, cuz. Boy, they lock it up. They bump it. Boom, 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 boom. White boy had hands. White boy had hands. Was handling his business. Boop, bop, bang. Boop, 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 bang, bang, bang. They dropped each other. Bang. The homie dropped the white boy. White boy shook it off, got back up. They locked up. Bang. White boy dropped the homie, the brother. Got back up. They locked. Be like, all right, cool. That's it. That's enough. Like, all right. That impressed me. That impressed me. Because the way things were at this time, the pickings was thin. Down homies at this time was far and in between. It was far and in between. So now here it is. White boy coming in had hands. Oh, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because at any given time, we was going to get into it with the Bloods, or at any given time, we was going to get into it with the Disciples. At any given time. So, me personally, I wanted all the roughnecks we can get, all the riders we can get. You could stand toe to toe and go blow for blow. You was good with me. I didn't look past that because my expectations by this time, man, I had been disappointed in these fools so many times by this time. My expectations had got so low on new recruits that it was like my thing was, if you a fight, you good with me. That hey, that's all I would look. Will you fight? So many fools was ducking, dodging, ripping, running, hiding, punking the game. I'm like, dang. So anyway, brought the white boy in. It rolled good, man, for about a few months, about 6-7 months, a while, a while. But as Murphy's Law will do, for those who don't know what Murphy's Law is, Murphy's Law means if something can go wrong, it will. It will. No matter what the endeavorment is, no matter what it's about, if there's a possibility that it can go wrong, then it is. And Murphy's Law kicked in. He went wrong. He didn't go out with no gay stuff or none of that. He went out with some telling stuff, man. He got his tail caught in the crack on an issue, on a situation, and he went out. He went out backwards, man. And so now when we first found out about it, we called a big meeting. Man. And in the meeting, we checking him. You know what I'm saying? He came to the meeting. And we get that. I'm like, hey, cuz, man, well, did it have to whoop, whoop, whoop? And we going down through there about what was wrong, what the situation was about. Okay. Man, the door flew open out of nowhere. The door just come open, pop. We didn't even hear the door get popped. What it is, the police came up there with his key and he popped it open. Wham! He come on in there and pulled the door up behind him. He was hot. Man, he came in hot. He was, man, I told y'all. And I told you, man, this punk right here, man, wasn't no Crip material. Didn't I tell y'all, man? So, now he was just coming to work. As soon as he came in on his shift, he came to the cell because we was already in the cell during shift change. He came straight to the cell. Of course, he had a little bit more information about the situation than we did. It was on some telling stuff. Man, when he came, so we looking like, well, man, we trying to fight. He like, man, now F that. This the police. Man, F that. Man, I told y'all. Man, he come through the crowd and slapped the white boy. Bow! Bam! Oh, man, everybody like, what? He telling everybody, man, y'all move out the way. He's like, man, he called the white boy like, what's up? Man, what's up? He said, what's up? So, man, the white boy holding his head, looking at him, man, like, man. Police take his walkie-talkie off. He handed it to one of the lokes. Here, cuz, hold this. He called the white. He said, man, let's go. White boy knew he couldn't whip this police. Police was stout. He wanted to go. So he like, man, tell him what you did. Of course, he gonna know a little bit more because he be in the ship office. Tell him what you did. So now we went through the process of him trying to come clean on what the police were saying and this, and this, and they come out. We dealt with him. We, not to go in depth with it, we end up dealing with him accordingly. Then the police end up leaving hot, man. He's like, I told y'all, man. Told y'all. He's like, Toon, I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed, Toon. You ain't listening, man. You ain't listening, man. I throw my hands. I'm like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We gonna straighten it out. We gonna straighten it out. He leave. So anyway, and we straightened it out. But yeah, man, make a long story short, a lot of the police in this day and age, they're coming in gang related too. They coming in gang related, doing they thug thizzle. Man, I done seen 2 police fight on some gang stuff in the queue. They getting down on some gang stuff in the queue. It be like that, man. But like you say, another day at the funny farm, man. Another day at the funny farm. But anyway, man, it's me, your big partner. Your big cartoon. I was finna say cartoon. Your big partner, man, Cartoon 53, man. Remember, homie, I represent the gangsters for real. You know what I'm saying? The Avalon gangsters. I'm out. Peace.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nothing but a gangsta boogie. 421, man. 421, man.